Take 2 for SpaceX's first astronaut launch with more storms, CTV News. Volcanoes in space, Skywatching, Castanet.net. Pick 6 more, expanded bubbles now allowed, as NL loosens COVID-19 restrictions, cbc.ca. We believe we're going to grow, says Sioux Foundry boss after getting provincial cash, Sioux Today. Coronavirus, what's happening across Canada on Friday, cbc.ca. They're whistling past the graveyard. Siddle pushes back on housing outlook criticism, Yahoo Canada Finance. Why Aurora cannabis stock dropped 10% this morning, Motley Fool. Passengers on May 22 flight from Montreal advised to monitor for COVID-19 VOCM. Proxima b, confirmed potentially habitable Earth-sized planet, is a mere 4.2 light-years away, The Post, Ontario. Just in time for summer, gas prices take a jump, Vernon News, Castanet.